Hey, peace to the gods and goddesses on planet Kai. Peace to the ancestors, orishas, the deities, planet Kai herself, the sun. Gods and goddesses with spirit and soul of all ages, human beings, six ether beings. For those who understand and have respect of who we are and who you are on this planet and your purpose and our purpose. Shout outs to you and much love to you. Yeah, today I got the bonnet on today. I probably might take it off, but I'm comfortable, so that's the best way to do it. Is be comfortable. But let's get right into it, because I gotta get this one off right here, right? Now, it is the 11th Ashe. Ashe is the number 11. And I'm gonna put meditation a little later on just to get this one off for you guys. And um starting tomorrow, or the day after, I don't know. I don't follow the days, right? But I will be starting to go live. So, if that's something you want to see, drop some nines up in there. You know what I'm saying? Some Black Power fists. Make sure them fists is brown. You know what I'm saying? Drop a couple of those in there, and let me know what's up. I'm gonna start going live a little more, right? It's good that I drop these part ones and twos for y'all, for those who need it and like it in the segments that it's in, so that you could, maybe you be busy and you can't sit there and sit through a live, and maybe the parts to help you out. But I do wanna try to go live for those who want to catch it all in one shot as well, right? In which I will be loading up the full shot videos to YouTube, so that way too, that if you do miss the live, you want to catch it all in a whole, you can go watch it on the YouTube over there, and the links and everything will be there. So yeah, I'm starting to go live and all that good stuff. So let's jump right into it. We're gonna talk about this thing that's coming up, right? This Halloween, because you guys like to partake in it, and we know that these are paganistic holidays. We know that these are satanic rituals, right? And if we're gonna talk about satanic rituals, right? How do we overlook Halloween? Well, I'll tell you how we overlook Halloween. We overlook Halloween because we add the kids into it. We put fun on top of it. We put costumes on top of it, right? Candy. See, we put all the fun things in the way to distract you from the truth, I say. So that is particularly what happens, right? And that is with a lot of our, and that is with a lot of our distractions, when we're supposed to be paying attention to what's going on, cleansing my chakras. We're supposed to be paying attention to what's going on. They always throw distractions in the way, so that you're not aware, or you're just not even paying attention to what's going on. So let's get into it. Right, Halloween. Right, guys? You guys love to celebrate it, love to dress up. And remember, we don't judge here, because we were all, those who are awakened, we were all sleeping at some point. So let's just keep that in mind, right? Halloween, 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 Halloween. Let's get right into it. We have to ask why we do certain things. We have to be paying. You even have to ask what is the meaning of certain names and words, and we do that. We go to find out the etymology of certain words and meanings and terms and phrases, all these things. Because remember that these words are spells. We taught them in the Caucasus Mountains, in the mountains. We taught them. We sent the Moors there. We taught them the alphabet. We taught them how to stand up and walk. The Caucasoids, the Caucasians. We taught them how to Pleiadians. We taught them how to speak, because they didn't speak. They grunted like cavemen. That's where that came from. Neanderthals and stuff like that. Cavemen. They was on hands and knees. So we sent the Moors there to teach them how to stand upright. They call it the upright man in their history book. But we taught them how to stand upright and use the alphabet. So everything we taught them how to do, we showed them, basically, our fortress, our palace, what makes us click in a way and what we do. And they took that and they snaked us and they used that against us and invaded us. So now they have us doing rituals and stuff like that, and we call it holidays. They have you speaking uh, 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 uh using curse words and terminology. So when I say curse, that's not fuck, bitch, ass, and shit. That's profanity. Curse is when you're doing witchcraft and all that good stuff and using it for negative purposes. That's cursing. Spell casting. Writing it down, spelling it, and then saying it. Spell casting. So they have us doing that a lot. They got us so good with it that we do it. It's in conversation when we speak. We don't realize the certain things that we're saying and doing. So we partake in these things because we are distracted. We do not know. We have been our minds have been washed and brainwashed from the truth. On top of that, they put the distractions there to keep you further away from the truth, and they put so much things there so that you are heavily distracted with everything called life instead of finding out who you really are and really working on that true real life that's inside of you. Because this is just the avatar that we occupy. There's so much more on the inside, as I always say. So, Halloween. Etymology. We have to find out the etymology of these words and things and what's going on, right, guys? We have to do research. Now it's at the time to be sitting back and just be like accepting things. Now, hey, now is at the time to just be living life. I'm gonna keep it 100. Yeah, you can live your life. Yeah, but now we have to be living life, but we gotta be aware of what's going on within this life. Because they ain't playing with you. You're distracted every day. They got you plugged in every fucking day. You have to detach yourself from this matrix. They got you plugged in every day. They fucking with you every day. Nigga, I don't care when you're at your happiest moment. They fucking with you at your happiest moment. Because right when you're at your happiest moment, they're going to send something your way. It's going to fuck with you. Your kids, husband, wife, job. We ain't supposed to be there. But I get it. We got these bills, right? Friends, driving, somebody cut you off in traffic. Just anything that's going to blow your high. Just anything. They fuck with you at your worst. You know, not death, but you know, they whatever, you know, they say death come in threes, whatever. I just say like situations in general kind of pile on in threes like that in general. You know what I'm saying? Like when you something happens, like maybe you, I don't know, maybe you just bought you a pair of new sneakers, huh? In which you know that's another spell, another distraction as they put the rubber on the bottom of your feet. We ain't supposed to be wearing shoes, right? But you know, we go buy the shoes, right? So you buy the shoe and you put that thing on, right? Excuse me, girl. I'm eating some fruit there. And we may walk and step in something, or something may splash on it. All right, right? For most, that may send us up a wall, like right. We may, that happened. You clean it, then what happened? You get in the fucking car, and you ain't got much gas, and you thought you did. Now you gotta go get gas. That's number two. Then you get in traffic, you get the gas, you get in traffic, you start driving, motherfuckers cutting your ass off. Three. That shit just light your ass up. Now you screaming in the car, you road raging out your ass. Meanwhile, they send back out your ass. Look at them. We done fuck this frequency up. We done dropped this ass low. We done got them. My point is, they fuck with you at any time. So right when you think you're enjoying the most, they're gonna fuck with you somewhere in there. We gotta stay charged up. We gotta stay focused. We gotta stay tapped in. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. So Halloween, right? The word Halloween, etymology of Halloween. The word Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, and it means hallowed evening, right? Now, this history of Halloween dates back to the pagan festival. I'm talking about pagan holidays called Samhain or Samhain. Hundreds of years ago, people dressed up as saints and went door to door, which is the origin of Halloween costumes and trick or treating, in which we're going to break down trick or treating. Okay, that has its own meaning as well. And don't think I forgot about the word Samhain that we just used, right? Because that's what Halloween, right? We just taught the etymology of it. But Halloween, right? When we break it down a little further, or Hallows Eve, or Halloween, or Halloween, right? So what you want to go which is Scottish, right? So it's a Scottish shortening of Hallow, All Hallow Even, All Saints Day, even of All Saints. Last night, the last night of October. When really Halloween, they celebrated really on November 1st and October 31st. Them, right? So otherwise, hallow, meaning holy person, saint, is from the source of hallow. Holy person, saint, is from the source of hallow. Halloween, right? Then we have also the word even, compare hallows or holiday saints. I said that already. Okay, right? And in the evening means the night before. So word. So it's going back to that, where All Hallows Eve, all Saints Day, all that good shit. You can look it up. It's right there. That's where they got the word Halloween from, right? Now within that, obviously, when they're saying Scottish and Germanic dialect and everything like that, what they talking about here, as you see, this has a date to it, right, guys? But you know when they say 1724, 1781, Scottish, Germany, in which you guys know where they get that name from. Germ, many, they were full of germs, bacteria, fungus. Like, we didn't bring bacteria, diseases, and things to Planet Kai. That came from them coming up the Caucasoid Mountains. They brought the germs. So he named them Germany, German, right? So anytime you see these things, anytime Scottish with the dates on it, automatically you should know shit ain't right off top. Because their years in time ain't our years in time. It ain't real. There was no Scottish or anybody. They were Anunnaki gods, black and Latin, but we don't even want to use that. We gotta call it for what we is, gods and goddesses, right? Because we so quick to be call ourselves our cultures or our countries or what we are, or whatever gang we represent. Like, we down for that, right? We represent the colors and we do everything, right? So why not we really tap into who we are and represent that? Why not present ourselves on the streets as the true gods and goddesses that we really are, though? Right? Why not walk around in our light and our power? Right? So Halloween. Let's go to the other pointer I have here. Let's bring this one up just a little bit more. Sorry, guys. So Halloween, right? We talked about it being hollow, meaning aka or a holy person, refers to the saints celebrated on All Saints Day, which is November 1st, right? So the "een" part of the word is contracted of eve or evening before, which would be the 31st, right? So basically, Halloween is just an old-fashioned way of saying the night before All Saints Day, also called Hallowmass or All Hallows Day. None of that sound like the gods. None of that even sounds Anunnaki. None of it, right? All right. So as we dip down a little further here, which one? Did I have this one for you? Because I don't want to say it before I get there, right? Don't want to say it before I get there. Now, historians leave the thing to the Samhain. Let's look up Samhain, Samhain, because that's how they like to pronounce it, right? Let's look that up real quick. Samhain, Samhain, the first day of November, is celebrated by the ancient Celtics, as a festival marking the beginning of winter. Once again, let's dive back into that. I like doing that, right? See, the first day of November, celebrated the ancient Celts as a festival I keep saying marketing, marking the beginning of winter. As we know that winter is not natural to this planet, and winter is not good for this planet. That's why winter is important for Halloween. Because Halloween is a celebrating of the dead. And the winter kills the things on this planet. The winter kills the things on this planet. The plants, animal life, bug life. I know we have these. I know we have these polar bears, all these animals that live in the cold, and all these things, right? Right. But if there was two suns and everything like that, right, and there was no nighttime, and there was no moon, and there was no winter, then you probably could fill in the blanks, right? So, Samhain, the first day of November, celebrated by the ancient Celts as a festival marking the beginning of winter. The beginning of winter. Samhain or Samhain, how they call it, Samhain or whatever they want to call it. So here, right, the ending of summer, the summer ends, and the winter starts. Now, we also have a side of trick or treating. We have certain party games and traditions, rituals that take place on Halloween, such as bobbing for apples. Right now, bobbing for apples, you would think it's just a regular old game, but that has a meaning behind it. Bobbing for apples, right? So let's get into that. Bobbing for apples. So bobbing for apples remains a popular game, right? But the reason, well, the practice used to be considered a form of divination performed around Halloween. Bobbing for apples is the practice used to be considered a form of divination performed behind Halloween. People would dunk their heads in a vat of water and try to bite into floating fruit in a quest to figure out their future spouse. That's the true meaning of bobbing for apples. For those who didn't know, for those who partake in bobbing for apples, the practice is considered a form of divination. Look up divination. What does divination mean? A form of divination performed around Halloween. And people would dunk their heads in a vat of water and try to bite into a floating fruit in a quest to figure out their future spouse. How would they do that? What would their spouse have to do with the fruit in order to know? Ladies would mark an apple. Ladies. Ladies would mark an apple and toss it into the tub. The thinking was they'd be destined to whoever pulled it out of the water. So the ladies would throw apples and mark it, throw it in the thing. Bow. Men would probably bob for the apples in there. And if I came out or you came out with whoever marked that particular apple, that is your spouse. And these are the games that we have our kids playing. Bobbing for apples. Mm-hmm. So that was the meaning behind bobbing for apples. So hey, if you're looking for a spouse out there and want your kids to have a spouse, keep it going. So jack-o'-lanterns, right, is a fatal that's another thing, right? That's a deal with the devil by the man Jack-o'-lantern himself, an Irish folk figure. That's saying the Irish folk figure, Mr. Jack-o'-lantern, which that was an actual person, Mr. Jack-o'-lantern, right? And you can go look at the history of Jack-o'-lantern. One night, a convincing local drunkard named Jack trapped the Prince of Darkness in a tree by hacking a sign of a cross into the bark in exchange for letting Satan climb down. Jack had vowed to him to never claim his soul, then forth and so on. And as you can see there, you can look it up, and the story goes on about Jack-o'-lantern, right? So that's bobbing for apples, Jack-o'-lantern. Here's Jack-o'-lantern. You can get into that yourself because that's a whole other thing. But trick or treating, I want to get into the trick or treating. Now, remember, right? Now remember, remember. Halloween is a celebration of the dead. Jack o' Lantern was not Mr. Jack. Was not a good guy. He was not a good guy. This is a celebration of the dead. He was not a good guy. He ended up making a deal with the devil. He ended up dying here, Mr. Jack, because as you know, human beings they die. Not even the beings, we are dark matter energy. We don't die. We are energy. We transcend. And then we make our way back. But Mr. Jack here died, right? So that's why you guys get the pumpkins and you carve the pumpkins up, and they got you guys making different faces and all types of things like that. But the first face was that little creepy face they had on the pumpkin, right? That's honoring the dead. That's a celebration. That's a ritual for Mr. Jack. A part of the Halloween. A part of worshiping and honoring the dead. So let's get into this wonderful thing here that we guys like to have our kids partaking, which is trick or treating. I'm gonna tell you that trick or treating never had anything to do with giving out candy at all, right? So ancient Celts dressed up as evil spirits in order to confuse demons. It wasn't even called trick or treating at that particular time. It was called, at first it was called mumming or mummering, then souling, then guising, right? Before it even came down to the term that we use today as trick or treating. So in medieval England, solars would go around begging rich folk for soul cakes. So if you didn't have enough money and you had kids and you were poor, right, in some way, right? So they were called solars. They would go around begging rich folk for soul cakes on Halloween. Instead of threatening to play tricks, however, they pray for people's souls in return for the cake. And now I get to that part where they talk about threatening to play tricks. But they would go around and sing or dance or pray in order to receive soul cakes, and they were called solars. But in Europe, see these different places, England, Europe. Once again, we know the species and the beings that are there, and it ain't us, right? As you can see, how through time, right, they go and they change these spells and these terminologies of these spells down to where now it's appealing and attractive to you. So now they want to make this distraction, sorry, appealing to you. So throughout medieval era, mummering, dressing in disguises. Before, see, they weren't dressing in disguises before. They were going to perform and pray and things like that to get soul cakes. In Europe, mummering, dressing in disguises, and visiting neighborhoods while dancing, playing music, and doing tricks was popular. Was popular on major feast days. So it was called mummering for them. But souling hit the States in the 1800s, right? Modern day trick or treating didn't catch on to the U.S. until the 1920s. So in the 1920s, that's when everybody started talking about trick or treating and using the terminology trick or treating. So what happened with trick or treating was that before it was about if you were poor, right, you didn't have enough, you would go around doing what you have to do, right? Dance, play music, sing, pray, whatever, to get soul cakes or was it coins? I even think they was giving money at the time. Now, there's footage, right? And you remember these cartoons and these movies, they put these things in front of our face. So you even watch Peanuts, Charlie Brown. They have a Halloween episode where they go around dressed as ghosts with the bag and they go trick or treating. And the person gave them pizza and shit. And he digs in the bag, he takes out a pizza, and he was confused as why he getting food. They put it, hey guys, they put it in our shows, they put it in our movies. Go watch the Halloween episode of Peanuts when they went to go trick or treating and they was giving them motherfuckers food and shit. Showing you this shit. Right? So they would go around and ask for food and drinks, which was known as mumming in the Middle Ages. And then, like I said, and then it got down to the 1920s where it was called trick or treating. And then in the 9th century, the term changed to souling for All Souls Day. every year on November 2nd. So, sewing was for poor people. They visited, what, like I said before, they visited wealthy families' homes, received pastries like soul cakes in exchange for prayers and songs. The idea being that if you prayed hard enough, you would help them get to heaven. Now, I'm gonna go to your door and pray hard enough to get you to heaven, and you just give me some cakes and shit, right? Right. This history don't make no sense. But this is what's happening. This is what's happening, right? It went from souls to guising. So let's get into guising, right? Guising became popular in Ireland and Scotland in the 16th century. Young people had to perform a song. They had to perform a song, recite a poem, tell a joke, or other tricks in order to receive their treats. You have to go to somebody's door, and my name is Peaches, and I'm the best. And you have to go bust a rhyme and shit. Tell some jokes. Yeah, let me tell you about cheese. Do tricks? Let me see how long I can hold this broomstick in the middle of my hand for you. What? This is what trick or treating is. So you're saying now, well, now we don't gotta do all that. We just go and we just go to the door and we just ask for the trick or treat. Foolishness. But overall, many of these exchanges were paying homage to the dead. See, all this was paying homage to the dead, though, because Halloween is to be is the honoring of the dead. So they would put treats and stuff at their house and stuff like that, and stay in their house to keep the souls off, to keep the evil souls and spirits that was coming back. You are the soul and spirit things. You go into people's houses. They give you the gift and you leave. You go to people's houses, you get the treats, and then you leave. There's a reason for that. So essentially, the people in the past had to work for free food and gifts. Children today can't complain anymore about receiving Tootsie Rolls in their bag, can they? So, people ask for food, money, and ale, all those things, like I said. So, trick-or-treating, well, what was the trick part? The treat, they got the treat. They will go now trick-or-treating as time changes and goes down, right? We get to the part where we trick-or-treat, and then we get to the part where we ask for the treat. If the person didn't give the treat, then the kids or whoever was asking for the treat at the house would then do something mischievous to the person's house. That was the trick. See, before they would do a song and dance and do a trick, magic trick, whatever have you, and then it turned into they would trick or treat, give me something good to eat, all this stuff, and then if you didn't, they did something bad to your house. They did something bad to you. Did something bad to your house. Trick or treating, right? Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, spread this video all around. So trick-or-treating, right, guys, dates back to November 4th, 1927 from a Canadian newspaper, right? That's what they say, right? I like how they put, like, newspapers and you know, I like how they write this history up, man. You guys are good, though. You guys are real good writing up this history and creating it and got us thinking that, you know, we need clothes and we need jobs and we're supposed to be putting on shoes, and we're not supposed to be in nature. We should be scared of nature and the animals out there, the natural ones anyway, that is. Like, you guys did a real good job creating these houses, these little screens and shit, phones. You guys went hard. But it's over. You guys went hard though. You went hard though. You know? Like, people would rob houses if you didn't give them a treat. And this was the point of leaving out treats and shit to keep people away off their ass. Right? We're practicing evil rituals here. And I know, like we dress our houses up and the shit, put our kids on. You get just, oh, I look like a, you know what I'm saying? We go in and we have our fun with it, don't we? My goodness, don't we? But I mean, hey, right? I mean, we're hurting ourselves. United States, they start using the terminology of trick or treating in the 1930s. You know what I'm saying? 1950s, 1930s. But it's it's a ritual. It's spellcasting. You're honoring the dead, even though you know that we don't die. So what dead are we honoring? Why are we carving the pumpkins? Why are we dressing up? Why are we putting our kids out there? Why are we going door to door? Partaking in the rituals. Distractions. Right? Throwing up the eggs. Where did that come from? Being mischievous. Hey, you ain't give me a treat. I egg your crib. Now, you tell me, how is that fun? Because you gonna egg my crib, you gonna run, you ain't gonna clean it up. Or you gonna TP the crib, you gonna run, I gotta clean it up. How's that fun? See what I'm saying? Hey, they got us distracted out here with this shit. But we can't be, you know what I'm saying, like, can't be partaking in this stuff, guys. We gotta pay attention. We gotta open our eyes and see what's bright and what we got going on right before us, cause that's the part that counts. That's the part that matters, man. Right? Just go check out that episode 2 on Peanuts if you could. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker digging his bag and pull out a pizza. Nigga like, I got a pizza. I'm motherfucker looking like he don't even say nothing. He just got exclamation marks above his head, just like, the fuck? They got food in there. I'm telling you, bro, like they'll put that shit in front of your face and then they'll pass it over you. And for you it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? So remember that people didn't ask for no candy and nothing like that. They was asking for fucking real shit out there. Food and praying for folks, singing and dancing to get these treats and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then they just turn into motherfuckers just fucking you up if you ain't give them nothing at all. Then we cutting pumpkins out here to honor the dead, when the whole thing is to honor the dead, right? So let's pay attention, guys. Let's thank you for tuning in, and yeah, I'm gonna start going live more, man. Dropping these videos up on the live. Full videos are gonna be up on YouTube. If you know what I'm saying, if it's too many parts and it's too long for you, man, you know what I'm saying. Hey, but the message is gonna reach whoever's gonna reach, and the style of the message is gonna reach the style for many people because not everybody got the same style. You know what I'm saying? So I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Spread, like, subscribe, duet, all the shit. Just spread the word. Like you could talk about it, I could talk about it. Let's just get it done. I love y'all all, man. Peace, and I'll see y'all.